Yo, what's going on, guys? And I don't know if you guys follow the NBA show, but for the last weeks, the NBA show is a show we do Monday through Friday every day talking about the NBA. And one of my boys is a diehard Celtics fan, and he alluded that he wouldn't be surprised as a Celtics fan if after a disappointing playoff series, if they don't make it to the NBA Finals, that they fire Joe Mazzulla and hire someone like a Nick Nurse. And I agreed with my friend, and I was like, yeah, that's very quite possible. Like Nick Nurse, there is like a connection with like team personnel, that he has some connection. I think there's also a Frank Vogel. I know that they want to bring in Steven Silas as an assistant. So if Nick Nurse, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is Brian Windhorst today basically said, I cannot say for certain that the Celtics won't make a coaching change if they were to get swept. Basically saying that don't be surprised if the Boston Celtics get swept or, lose this series to the Miami Heat, that Joe Mazzulla is getting fired. And I have no problem with Joe Mazzulla. I think Joe Mazzulla is a good first-year head coach. But he was given a championship team that I don't think he was ready to coach in the playoffs. He was ready to coach them in the regular season, but I don't think he had learned enough to coach them in the playoffs. And he didn't know how to run X and O's, in-game adjustments, and galvanize his team in playoff situations like Eric Spoelstra knows how to. So I think that's a big factor right there for why Joe Mazzulla in the playoffs has struggled. And we even saw a little bit in the regular season, but he was able to circumvent that. So my initial thought right here is if they were going to fire Joe Mazzulla, it would be for a coach that has won a championship. So the Mike Budenholzer, the Frank Vogels, the Doc Rivers, the Nick Nurse. I mean, would they bring back Doc Rivers? No. God, no. They would not go backwards, okay? That's why I think if they were going to go out and get themselves a championship head coach, it'd be someone along the lines of Nick Nurse, which I think everyone would be fine with. I think people who actually follow basketball know that Nick Nurse got dealt a bad hand in Toronto in the terms that, the roster, his last two seasons, like he didn't build the roster. Masai Ujiri built the roster. All right. And as a coach, you got to play the best players that can win you a basketball game. So when Nick Nurse had no shooting and no guards off the bench that were playable, he was going to have to play the roster that he's played for the last 2 years out of, self-preservation and, trying to win games. So when you think about Nick Nurse with a team like the Boston Celtics, oh, baby, Nick Nurse is probably licking his chops and being like, God dang, this is a complete team, in my opinion. So I think that's definitely something that will work in their favor, especially if they go and get someone like Nick Nurse. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section, guys, but that's it for me. Peace out.